Oh, this is how to cook. I'm making a Texas hangover burger. What exactly is a Texas hangover burger? I'm glad you asked. Well, you see, we have the brioche bun here. We've got the whiskey aioli. We've got our hash browns, our bacon, our spicy hamburger patty with our Tex-Mex gravy, the pepper jack cheese, a fried egg, some crispy onion straws, a little cotija cheese. That is a Texas hangover burger. You want to see how to make it? Okay, because I'm in the middle of making it right now and I'm just wrapping a few things up. I'll be back here after I show you how to do all this stuff, and we're going to assemble this thing and I'll show you everything how to do it. Let's go. Let's get started. We're going to get started by making our whiskey aioli. We took a quarter cup of whiskey, reduced it down to about a tablespoon. That's about a 4-to-1 reduction. We've got some mayonnaise going in here. The whiskey reduction goes in. Squirt of Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of black pepper, a little garlic powder. Give that a quick stir, and you have a whiskey aioli. Now just put this in the fridge until we need it and let it get nice and cool, and that is perfect. Let's move on to the next thing because there's a lot to do here. This next step is a little overkill, but I'm grinding up a fresh chuck roast with my medium grate here and my meat grinder to make our patties. They're going to be about 5.5 ounces. If you don't want to grind your own meat, feel free to just use some regular ground beef, but try and use the best ground beef you can because that makes a difference. We're looking for 5.5 ounces, so we're just going to play with this till we got it perfect. And that looks pretty much, there it is. Perfect. All right, that's it. Now just smash this down and we are going to gently pack this in because we don't want to overstuff it. We want it still being somewhat loose inside. That is perfect. This is more of a steakhouse burger than your, smash burger sort of thing. The spices here I will have listed on the screen or in the description below. This is a spicy mix that we're putting on this because this is a Texas hangover burger. And it better be spicy. Wake you up. That is basically it. Now we're going to have some onion straws. So we are going to chop up some white onion here. We're going, longitudinally from top to bottom with that, and our flour, and we have a few spices in here, some paprika, some chili powder, some garlic powder, a little salt and pepper inside the flour. Just mix this up really good. Let this sit for about 15-20 minutes before you drop them in your hot oil so that the juices and the onions kind of soak up the flour and make it stick to it much better. You get a much crispier product as you put this in some hot oil. Just let them go for a few minutes. You do not need to go for very long because these will start burning pretty fast. There you go. That's how you make the crispy onion straws. Now let's move on to the next thing. The real star of this burger is got to be the Tex-Mex gravy. So we got a tablespoon of butter in our pan that we're heating up. We got a tablespoon of flour going down. This is going to make our roux. This is going to thicken up our gravy and make it super awesome. Otherwise, basically, you're just making soup. So without this, it's not great. Just get this down. And now there are different levels of a roux, and it's all done by color. This is about the color you're shooting for, because we are going to do a few other things, and if you go any darker, you can burn this. Always keep it moving. We've got a tablespoon of tomato paste going in. We got our spices going in. The list is on the screen now, and we are just going to try and incorporate this. If it starts to smoke at all, pull it off the heat. Do not let this burn, or it will get bitter. Once that is fully incorporated, we're putting a cup of beef stock in here. Could you use anything else? No. That's it. Just use beef stock. Now get this mixed up really well. It's going to be clumpy at first, but when it starts to heat up, this will all break up nicely and you'll get a gravy. This is the real secret. The Maggi seasoning adds umami. You want about a teaspoon of this. If you don't have it, you can use a little bit of Worcestershire or soy sauce, but try and find the Maggi. It's really good. But yeah, with a little salt and pepper, and this is starting to look like a gravy at this point. We're going to put a little acid in here to make it really pop. You can use apple cider vinegar, but I'm using a tablespoon of lime juice. This really brings out the flavor and makes it super awesome. Without it, it's kind of flat. Now just turn the temp way down, put a cover on it, and let it simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now let's join cooking the hash browns already in progress. Yeah, the camera's doing weird things. Sorry about that. The hash browns, I have my burger ring back out. It's the 4.5-inch ring. I got about a 1/2 inch thick of hash browns in here. These are the Simply Potatoes hash browns. I love those things. They're amazing. Just cook it a few minutes on one side. We got a little oil in the pan, cooking it at like 350 or so they don't burn. Clear the ring off of that. And we are going to attempt to flip this. Now you have to be very careful because you have oil and you can splash that, so use a second tool to flip it over. Cook it a few more minutes, put some salt on it, and the hash browns are basically done. And now for the bacon weave. I took 3 slices of bacon, I cut them in half, I weaved them into a basket weave sort of thing, and we're going to cook this up. I'm doing this in a cast iron pan. We're going to cook the burger in because you want to start seasoning the pan and putting all the flavors in. Just cook it till it's crispy, and that's basically it. We're going to toast up the bun. Same pan. I took most of the grease out and put a little butter in. Just toast the buns till they look like that, and they're perfect. That is it. That's all you need. Now the burger is going down. This is a scorching hot pan. As you can see, that is smoke coming off of it. We're going to cook it about 2 minutes on the first side. Be very careful as you pull this up because you want to save the crust. You're doing this in a cast iron pan so that you get that lovely crust. When you feel like it's free and you're going to not tear it to pieces, give it a flip. Perfect. That looks great. You can see you got the crust on it. Now we're going to put a couple of tablespoons of our Tex-Mex gravy on here. And then we are going to put our slice of pepper jack cheese. This is going to cook about another minute on this side. And when it's done, we're going to pull this off and put like a pot lid or something like that over it to keep it warm. And the final thing we have to do is cook the fried egg. Now I've got a frying pan here with some butter in it. We're going to drop the egg in. My stove is exactly level, so I kind of coax it back into a shape. Cook this however you want. I'm going sunny side up because it's prettier, but do whatever you want, and that is it. Let's build it. We've succeeded. Everything's done. Everything's ready to go. It's just time to assemble, and that's what I'm going to do right now. Yep, because this is... this smells so good. It really does. If you had a hangover, I would know what those things are. I've never had one, of course. But if you've ever had one, you're probably looking at this right now going, oh, that looks so good. The whiskey aioli. It's not really the hair of the dog that bit you, but, you know, it's a fun claim. What the heck? Right, we're going to put a fair amount of this on because this is a big burger with many, many layers, and it's delicious. So we are putting the whiskey aioli in this thing, giving it to it. Yeah, it's going to make for a better photograph anyway, so what the heck. Okay, here we go. First thing going down here is our hash brown. Yep. Okay, now we've got our bacon weave here. Oh, she's so beautiful, isn't she? Now, what? Oh yeah, the burger here. This is the 3rd-pound burger with the gravy all over it and the pepper jack cheese melted in beautifully. All that spices on there. It's friggin' delicious. Move this out of the way because it's bothering me. And there you go. If something bothers you, just move it out of the way. That's all I have to say. Okay, this is the weirdest, smallest little egg I've ever seen in my life. I don't know what happened to this thing. There you go. It is a beautiful sunny side up egg. We have our cotija cheese right here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Yeah. Make sure you put enough of that on there because cotija is wonderful. If you don't have cotija, they have these things called grocery stores. You can go get some. Okay, onion straws. Sorry, I know that sounded sarcastic, but there really isn't anything that compares to cotija. It's not like, oh, you can just use cottage cheese. No, you can't. It's cotija. It has its own taste, its own flavor, its own everything, and doggone it, that is exactly what you need for a Texas hangover burger. Yep, right there. Ha ha! Isn't that a thing of beauty? Getting this out of the way. Getting all of this out of the way, and you have right there my greatest achievement. I don't know. I think the Tex-Mex Loco Moco. Dang, that's awesome. But yeah, this basically comes about because of that Texas gravy. Basically, Tex-Mex gravy is so good. I want to put it on everything, and yes, I've put it on quite a few things. Not what you were thinking. Look how pretty that is. Okay, I'm going to take the thumbnails real fast, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm tearing this thing to pieces. So hang on one second. All right, I'm back. The thumbnails look beautiful, don't they? That's what made you click on this video. Thanks for letting me do that real fast. I don't know how to make one of these things, take the pictures, take a bite of it, and do all that stuff without interrupting in the middle of the process. Someday I'll figure that out. Maybe I need to make 2 of them. That would be a better idea. But when you have something this big and this ginormous and the whole thing, you only need the one. So how am I going to unhinge my jaw to get around this sucker? I don't know, but if it's all the same to you, I'm not going to bite into the yolk. Basically, because I really hate eggs. Oh, God, I really hate eggs. So me putting that on there, that's scaring the hell out of me. I'll be honest with you. So I'm going to go over here to the side a little bit. Not the biggest bite in the world, but Okay, that Tex-Mex gravy. It's so good. The hash browns are crispy. The bacon is delicious. The aioli is amazing. The burger is spicy. I know I didn't get a huge part of it. Okay, I'm going to cut into this way. See if I can get a better bite of this thing, because I'm dying to. And you want to see that yolk? Here it goes. There it is. The yolk spill. I spilled the yolk. Now let's see, how'd I do? Oh yeah. That's a Texas hangover burger, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you say that's a Texas hangover? Let me see if I can get closer without making a mess. Oh yeah. That right there. Look at the layers of goodness in this thing. It is. Okay, I got to get the part with the yolk. That's just the part that's in my face, isn't it? That's the part I'm going to have to get. Oh, show me the restaurant. It has that on the menu, and I will live there. I swear to God. If you own a restaurant, put that on the menu and save me a table. Texas gravy, Tex-Mex gravy, man. I'm telling you. Oh, that is the stuff you want to have right there. That is delicious. That's amazing. It's a little bit of work going into this thing. Some of the stuff you can do in advance, which really helps. And it's really great if you have a loved one that can make it for you while you're sitting on the couch trying to find a football game on a Wednesday. Going, why? Because your head hurts real bad. And if it does, then quit drinking on Tuesdays. But that's just, seems logical. And if you do drink on a Tuesday, make sure you're watching my next video, because they come out various days of the week, and Tuesday's as good a day as any to watch one. And they're funny or drunk. Probably. I don't know. But if they are, you'll find out when you watch me on the next video. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you later. Bye.